Hello and welcome to CMS Forex News. I'm your market analyst, Nick Nassad. Today is Tuesday, July 21st, 2009. Fed Chairman Ben Bernanke testified in front of Congress today, and though he touched on an exit strategy, he kept his emphasis on the risks still facing the economy and the need to continue the current policies in place. In addition to testimony today, Fed Chairman Bernanke wrote in an op-ed yesterday that he was confident that the central bank will be able to stem inflation after an extended period in which monetary policy will remain accommodative. Bernanke's cautious tone in his testimony, plus his statements on inflation, gave the dollar strength in New York morning trading after the dollar slid overnight. The euro-dollar pair hit a high at 1.4275 around the New York Open, but fell back below its open by noon New York time, reaching a low of 1.4163. That tested a level of resistance turned support that gave the pair a bounce. Unlike the euro, the pound slid against the dollar overnight after testing the 1.6550 area in yesterday's session. The pound dropped 160 pips during the Asian and European sessions to 1.6385, falling to a newly established support level. The pound was pressured by a report showing that the UK's budget deficit continued to swell. The UK budget deficit stood at £13 billion in June, the most for that month since records began in 1993. The government has been forced to spend to prop up the economy at the same time that the economic slump chokes off tax revenue while driving up jobless claims. The burst of risk aversion during the New York morning session favored the yen as it gains against the euro, breaking a line of support which had been established recently. The euro-yen pair, after climbing overnight to the 135.50 area, slid 190 pips to 132.40. Stock indexes were higher in Europe, but U.S. stocks, after opening higher, gave up their gains, helping to boost traders that were buying the yen. After the pair found support, the euro did manage to counter-rally about 80 pips as of 4:20 p.m. Eastern. The yen saw strong gains against most of its rivals during the New York morning session. The dollar-yen pair fell to support near 93.30. That was a 50% retracement of the recent rally in this pair, and the Greenback was able to bounce off that support. In Canada, the Bank of Canada gave a rather upbeat assessment of the economy. Stimulative monetary and fiscal policies, improved financial conditions, firmer commodity prices, and a rebound in business and consumer confidence, the statement said, are spurring domestic demand growth. The statement was interpreted as a more hawkish assessment than expected and gave traders the belief that Canada is likely to raise interest rates earlier than the U.S. The U.S. dollar-Canadian dollar pair have been gaining overnight as European stocks were higher and risk appetite held from yesterday's session. The Bank of Canada's statement helped push the pair below the 1.10 level, the first time it had done so since June 6th. However, as we have mentioned, risk aversion and Greenback strength re-emerged in New York trading, which boosted the Greenback and sent the pair to the 1.11 level, setting a new intraday high. Tonight, Australia will release its quarterly CPI data. Overnight, the UK will post its Bank of England meeting minutes and the CBI measure of industrial orders. The Eurozone will also release data on industrial new orders. Tomorrow, Canada will post its retail sales for June, while the US releases a report on housing prices. Also, Fed Chairman Bernanke will have his second day of testimony on Capitol Hill, this time in front of the Senate Banking Committee. And that concludes our broadcast for today. Thank you for watching us here at cmsfx.com, and happy trading.